President Trump has repeatedly criticized China for dumping cheap steel into U.S. markets. He's vowed to put an end to it in order to protect American companies. Beijing says it will cut production, but so far that hasn't happened. Eunice Yoon reports tonight from Langfang, China.
China's excess steel is raising tensions overseas. It's also raising sensitivities back home. We came to the town of Langfang, 2 hours from Beijing, in a northern province which makes more steel than the entire United States. Washington has accused China of flooding global markets with cheap steel. Beijing has repeatedly issued plans to reduce production, but those efforts haven't gone far enough. Analysts estimate that operating capacity in China actually increased last year as local officials, investors, and banks keep mills open so workers can stay employed.
Behind me is the local steel mill. The townspeople say that the authorities here have repeatedly over years instructed the steel mill to scale back capacity. But last year officials found that it expanded capacity, and that's a problem here in China.
It quickly became a problem for us, too.
No, don't.
We've only been to the steel mill for a couple of minutes, but the police have already stopped us from filming. They've blocked us and aren't letting us leave. And I think it just really goes to show how sensitive the issue of steel and excess capacity has become in China.
Factories producing steel or steel-related products here are struggling to find new places to sell, both in China and abroad. We've put greater effort in our sales to match the production, this businessman says. The government has closed some factories, but production levels haven't dropped off. Washington is losing patience. U.S. President Donald Trump has vowed to take tougher action against cheap imported steel, which means China's. Businessmen here, though, doubt Trump can force Beijing's hand. Reducing capacity is a gradual process, he says. The government has its own proper and reasonable agenda to cut capacity at its own pace. But it doesn't want the cameras to show just how slow that pace is. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Eunice Yoon in Langfang, China.